Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Gemini Lounge, man. We're going to look at a interaction today between a principal of a school and a local police force, and it's kind of triggering because just this week I've told informed my school that I will no longer be working at this school. I will be looking to find greener pastures somewhere else, despite the fact that I don't know if there's greener pastures. But part of the reason why I no longer want to work at this school is because I have a hard time working with principals like this. And I'm not saying even the principal that I work for is anything like this. I think my principal has much more class and would not, but like act like this. But I will say the staff, in my opinion, is kind of. I don't like the staff that I work with. I don't like. We got secretaries that are kind of ghetto with the. They kind of one of those. They always yapping their mouths, running their mouth. I don't like environments like that. It's not classy. It's not what education should be like, and it's kind of indicative of how bad the school is. And the truth is, the school that I worked for the 1 year is it's a bad school. It's a failing school, and when you look at the type of people who work there, you can see partly why. And the evidence that it doesn't have to be that way is because Gemini Lounge, whether you realize it or not, hey, I'm actually a very good teacher, and I've went into these schools, and I always have a huge impact because I don't like treat them like victims, and I have high expectations of them, and I know they can achieve it, and I help them achieve higher expectations. But a lot of these principals, they're more worried about politics, they're more worried about Republican, Democrat, they're more worried about like the rights of like gender pronouns. These principals have bought into they're fighting Donald Trump more than they are, you know, what it, the lack of education. They're not fighting that battle anymore. They're fighting political battles for the Democratic Party. My principal, she's one of these sorors. All of the female teachers in my school are part of some sisterhood or sorority. So it's like already they own little gang going on in the school where they hooking each other up. And then they all worried about whether should Kamala. They're upset. And then me, Trump supporting black men like myself, these people become my enemies. And I can see in this case, the police force is dealing with the same issue. And the truth is, these people have control of your children, and a lot of them really are not in the best mental health, or they're not even that. Like, there's something not right about these people leading community schools. Let's take a look.
Those guests were expecting to have arrived. No, that's locked. You gotta wait till he comes and gets you, sir.
What?
You have to wait till he comes and gets you, sir.
I'm here on official police business.
I get that.
She don't care.
I just radio for the safety security. You just have to wait for him to come in here to pick you up. Okay? Okay. Thank you.
Well,
I'm just saying that I'm just going by the rules that I've been instructed. This radio for him to come and get you.
Has your teachers union and the lawyers spoke with you? Huh? Have they spoke with you?
No.
We're here on official police business.
I get that, but safety security is on their way to come and get you.
Okay, we have authority over safety and security. Do you understand that?
Well,
No, she don't.
I have authority over my principal. You do not love my principal to me. So she tells me for you guys to wait. You're not the first one to go through this. And I'm not trying to be combative, but he told me to let you know. Let him know when you got here. He's going to let you know. And I just read on him. He's coming to get you. Okay?
Okay, well.
I'm just telling you what I go through.
Okay, but did the union and the lawyers speak with, did they speak with you?
No.
They have not.
And I'm not in the teachers union, so no, they wouldn't speak with me.
Okay, well, when we're here on official police business, we are over safety and security.
I will talk to legal about that. In just a second, I will email them and ask them.
I will call. This is ridiculous. We are here in official capacity.
But you're not the only one. So I'm just going by what I know that I've been told by my principal.
So if a teacher's being beat up, I have to ask you to let me through the door. Is that what you're saying?
No, I need Mr. Howell in my office ASAP, please.
So if a teacher's getting beat up, I have to go through you to get to that teacher. That's what you're saying.
How?
So
I'm
yeah,
just
this
telling
is.
you what I was told. He told
So
me.
if they have an emergency here, she has to decide if it's a big enough emergency.
Talk to them and let them know what they need to do. Are you taking them out that way? Or are you taking them out? What's going on?
I'll put them in the conference room for right now.
Thank you, please.
Hey,
Take them out of office, please.
I don't want to stop it too much, but Gemini Lounge, this is the secretary. You don't even need a degree. You have nothing. The secretary. There's too many of these ghetto secretaries because they work, personally with the principal, that they actually think I got in an argument with a secretary over like computers, like breaking, and how the computer tech department isn't doing their job about having these computers ready for these students. This is a teacher's thing, and you got some ghetto secretary who's, well, you holding the computers, and I looked at her and I said, who are you? Why are you talking? Sorry, this is a teacher thing. This has got nothing to do with the secretary. But this is how the black community operates, man. Like, we got too many like ghetto ratchets just running their mouths in every corner of it.
I was trying to explain to her that the Columbus police are. She said we have to wait for safety and security. Columbus police are over safety and security. If there's an emergency here, I don't need to explain to her, I need to get in here and get in here now instead of go through this. What?
Not according to the district rules that they give us.
Now,
There's an active shooter, we have to
so,
sit here and wait.
yeah, so if you have a shooting, she's going to sit here and determine to let us in. That's not acceptable.
No, it was an active shooter, but anything else, if it's not an active shooter.
This is not acceptable. That's all. This is not acceptable.
I'll let Mr. O'Connor's comment.
Okay. We are here on a Columbus Police official business. I am in uniform. You have two cruisers out front. She has to wait for safety and security to let me in through this door. If a teacher is in the process of getting beat up or we have an active shooter, I'm not going to stand here at the door and argue with her. Okay, I'm telling you. Columbus Police are up here, safety and security is up here. I shouldn't have to wait to get through this door when I'm called to the school. I am here on official police business. Yes, ma'am.
We called you, so.
Yes, ma'am. So
I just heard a lot of. Well, can you step back over here? Because I just heard a lot of
Okay.
chaos, and I was in a meeting, so I know, Mr. Howe, come on back over here, please.
This is the principal.
So what I'm going to do is get back a hold again with
I
the
do not
teachers
wanna
union.
work here
I'm going to
either.
get a hold of legal
What
because
does the teachers union have to do with this?
it seems like they're some of the only people that have pull. If we have an emergency at the school, I should not have. I should not have to explain to this woman why I'm here. I don't come here for party time. I come here on official police business.
I agree
This
with
is
him.
a game we've
Who
been
is this
playing for years.
secretary?
This is a game we no longer want to play with you. You should be welcoming us. You called us.
We did call you.
If you don't want me here, and if you want me to beg you to get through that door, don't call me here.
Okay, well, I'm not really sure all that happened, but.
It's all on recorded on body cam.
Well, but I just came over here because I heard some noise going on. I heard my secretary having to argue or whatever was going on. What I do know is, and I want to make sure this is on camera too, we felt a lot of disrespect by some of the members of the Columbus Police Department, including yourself, sir. What just transpired here, I do not know, but we definitely did call you today.
How did we disrespect you?
Oh, at one point in time, one of your colleagues, and just even your demeanor right now, your demeanor.
This principal's an idiot. I don't care. I don't care what degrees she got on her wall or what school she went to. She needs. This is not who should be leading children of America in any community. And I don't care. It's not just because she's black. It's not because she's black. If that's what you want to do, because I know plenty of white principals that are just as idiotic. Pretty much, we need to add more men back to this. So bring some sanity and stop all this emotions. I don't get, again, all of you feminists out there, don't care how you feel. I hope you're finally getting that. I don't like this moment in this time of just like because you're a woman or because you're a color or because you're something that you're somehow supposed to be looked at as special. I'm hoping that that time is completely over. And the truth is, there's a lot of people who got jobs that they shouldn't have got just because they're a woman, just because they're something. This woman should not be leading anything, and that secretary should not. They can't even deal with the public. And a lot of times, if you go in any school, like in the hood, you'll see that one of the main complaints by even the parents, not just the police, is that the staff is ghetto. Take it how you want it.
Demeanor is off. So we did call you
Because I'm not
today.
into playing games.
Well, I'm not into playing games either, sir. So I'm not either. But we are going to follow the district protocols and so forth and so on. Today you were called because a scholar made this threat, which he said he was just playing. So Mr. Howe contacted you, and so now you are here. Miss Nash was doing her job. I don't know if she knew you were coming or not. I don't know what transpired.
I did. And
Okay, if she
situation-
knows
I
we're
did.
coming here for
I
a
did.
reason,
Sir,
I should
sir,
not have to
Sir,
beg and
can I
plead.
finish this question?
No, don't argue. Don't argue.
So
Don't.
Mr. Howe asked me, he said, when CPD gets here, let me know. And as soon as I saw them on the camera, I called for him and said, your guests have arrived. Nobody, if there was a situation would have been warranted that it was immediate or whatever, I would have been told because I'm the first point of contact. But that wasn't the case. The case was when they get here, let me know, and that's what I did. But then I get combative because I need to go through blah 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 that type of situation.
Well, then the other caveat too that we've been told from our district is that the police can't just go all over the building and do whatever you want to do. That has been established too. Now,
Established?
if it was an active shooter, that's something totally different. But that's not what's going on.
Who decides
right now.
these totally
But there
different
are
moments?
rules and
So
protocols.
if a
and
teacher's
so
being
forth.
assaulted,
So if a teacher's being assaulted, so
And-
there was a breakdown on that too, which Mr. Howell and I discussed as well. But the assault had already taken place. But nonetheless, the teachers called, so they were the ones who made the phone call, and then they had already given information over the phone as to the scholar. Now it
The
gets back
scholar?
to
Who's the
me
scholar?
that allegedly I stopped information or whatever.
Yes.
That's not true, sir. You and I only talked once. When I came
You
out
said,
of
"I
my
will not
office
provide
door,
that student's
I did
information."
not. You asked me, was
Yes,
he
ma'am.
going to be suspended? I said, I cannot share.
These are the same people who will not provide. These are the same. This same woman is the type of woman that if she was in any government position, and this is why the Democrats and a lot of officials like to push for women, because it seems like women will just do, not that men won't either, but women specifically, they just do whatever is being like told to them to do. This is the same type of woman that if when ICE is trying to get information on criminals that are unaliving American citizens, she's going to say, well, according to the city count, to the rules, that we cannot release, and I'm not, and they will like take up these fights in a personal way. Always, never for the right side of where everything, everybody is like being helped. It's always for like these small groups of kind of degenerate cultures. The kid who's threatening students, teachers, or threatening teachers, and the teacher called, but he's like, "Oh, I was just playing," and so this principal says, "Oh, he was just playing. We investigated it." How do I know you're not friends with his mother? How do we know you're not a relative? How do we not know Why wouldn't I want a neutral party called the police? And do I trust the police? No. But do I trust them more than her? Probably yes. Because I don't know these. A lot of the times, these people are friends with community members, the principals. Like they might actually help a student or hurt a student. I don't trust them either. But for some reason, she feels like because she's a principal of a school, that is an individual principal of one school, that she has the right to violate the agreement with like public safety and society. No, ma'am. I want the police to be able now to move more efficiently than worrying about how much permission they get from a person like her in that type of position as a principal. No, no, I do not want this lady as a teacher in the building. I don't want her making the decision on whether the police get to speak to me or not. I do not trust her. I do not give her that type of respect, and her title doesn't allow her to have that.
Share that information with you and walked away. That was the only conversation you and I had on that day.
In the last 2 years, I know you have refused to provide
Because we
student
follow the
information.
district protocol.
But that's not your
Yeah,
protocol.
we
Now,
have
are
some-
you
there's some
to give me that
protocol.
student's information now?
It depends on what the situation is.
Are you to get, if
It
in an
depends
assault,
on what the situation
If
is.
those
Not
teachers
for
are-
me, the teachers are to give that. They were the
no,
ones who called.
you are the principal
No,
of
that's
this
not
building.
how it works. They were the ones who called. You had the conversation with them. So they were to give you, they were the ones
This is a
pressing the
bad
charges or the assault
principle.
charges or whatever the case might be. That was not Natalie James or Ridgeview Middle School. They had that conversation with you. So that was over there. You and I only talked briefly when
This
I
isn't
stepped
even
out of
high
my
school.
office.
That's even
So,
sadder.
You've constantly said refused information. Are you denying that?
I follow district protocol,
Okay,
and the
why?
only reason, and to be honest, I do not feel comfortable even interacting with
Here
you right
we
now.
go.
The only reason why I came out because there was something going on
Okay.
in the office, and I stepped over here.
Okay, I will get
because
with the
there was
attorneys.
there's some arguing going on over here with my secretary. We have
So she's coming out to fight for women's rights. That's the only reason she's even outside. These people are horrible.
safety and security for a reason. I personally do not feel comfortable even speaking with you, to be quite honest,
I don't.
because of the way that, because I believe that you do not even have my safety in mind. So I'm just being very clear.
Okay, and
So-
as an administrator, can I give you my feeling? You, for some reason, you don't like the police, and you want to make things so difficult for us that we don't want to come to your school. And listen, I listened to you, did I not?
You did.
You are, and I don't know what in your life happened
This has gotta
that
be
you
so
hate us so
frustrating.
much that you don't want to cooperate.
Anyone that don't want to
But the
play this
teachers
game.
union, and I've talked with them. You,
I'm
I
gonna
mean-
pause you because I'm gonna pause
Of
you.
course you are.
Because it's not going to be back and forth.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
gonna
have
be whatever
any
I say
hate
it's
towards the
gonna be.
police or anything like that. There are some who come in over to Ridgeview who are just fine, but all of this and escalatedness and so forth and so on.
Escalatedness.
I do not feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. But because
That's
I'm the building
ridiculous.
principal
You're ridiculous. That's
and I
ridiculous.
heard what
You
was
don't
going
feel
on,
safe right
then
now.
I can't.
This isn't a black and white thing, people. This is a woman and everybody else thing, because a black man like myself, she would treat the same way. And I know any of the females that are listening, I know you probably don't care because you're basically proving my point. This is not a black and white thing. This is a feminist thing. This is a fake use of power and authority under the idea of righteousness and actually progressiveness. It's none of that is the facts. It's just really a power grab by like very mediocre to below average people who made their little power run. A lot of people moved up the ladder under the guise of caring about black oppression, caring about black men being mistreated by the police or by the system. A lot of people just got their grab bags. A lot of people got rich in this moment. A lot of unrighteous garbage people just made their move in that moment. In the last so many years, the Bidens, the Kamalas, we almost had that idiot almost become president of the United States. A lot of people made their moves. A lot of race hustlers, the Al Sharptons, the Crumps, all of them. Everybody they leveled up. I'm almost embarrassed that I never level up in these moments because I don't use these moments to level up. But I have to acknowledge at my age that I do see that's kind of the game, the hustle. Everybody do the hustle. She's a hustler. I mean, she played the game right. There's a lot of these people who really shouldn't be principals. I'm really saying it straight up. I'd say it to her face. I can't imagine with her behavior and attitude that school is a successful school. Can't imagine that, but maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd bet on it.
Came on.
You don't feel safe right now.
I do not.
Okay, well
So,
then why don't
Mr.
you go back to your
Well,
office and
I
hide
am.
Run back
and
to
see.
your
Mr.
home.
Howell,
And I'll-
did
and I'll-
did you
and I'll
provide
do it
him
for
with the information?
I'm going to walk out and give it to her.
Okay.
because I can only give you.
Yeah, just give me the top half, and that's fine. I need name, date of birth, and his contact information.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna give you. And then, like I said,
And that's what we had not been provided in the past. So that's actually a benefit for us today.
Because we
So-
were the ones who called the school. We called from our end. So
Well, you
we're to
haven't
get
been willing to do that
information.
before. So now
Well, it
there
depends
has
on
been
what
some
the
changes.
situation is.
There has been some changes. And you've been forced to give us some information that we've
We've
needed.
been following the rules.
You never have.
We
This is a
have.
first
I
for you.
follow the rules,
I'm
sir.
impressed.
May I have your badge,
It's,
mister?
Uh,
I do not have to provide you with a card.
You write that down.
And we can play this for whoever you want.
Look at that in the background. I mean, it's cutting off because they're protecting her for some reason. She wanted to run her mouth. This is the secretary. The secretary is, oh my God. You have like so many worthless positions in schools. These people are not that important. I don't care. The only one that's really important in that building, the only people there are a few entities that are really important in a school building. The students, for one. Without them, none of this happens. There's no jobs. Secondly, the classroom teacher. Without that person, nothing happens. Everyone's just sitting around, running around, doing nothing. The third people are the lunch people, the people who cook lunch, and the people who do maintenance. After them, I might argue the principal. Secretaries and school counselors and all, they're not, I mean, I know you think you're doing something, but the truth is you're just getting a free check half the time. Anybody we could train to do those jobs. Don't care how you feel. But yet you sitting here being in the middle of a principal who usually can have at least masters to up to a doctorate, and probably he sounds like an administrator, so he's probably got degrees in law enforcement and age, but you got this goofy secretary running her mouth in the middle of it. The principal should be the only one speaking in this moment. And I would only be speaking at the behest of the principal if I was the secretary. I've been in meetings where we've had important people, so-called important people. But again, no one's more important than the student and the teacher. But let's go with the narrative that other people are important. Um, I've been in those meetings, and a lot of the times you defer to the leadership. You let the principal lead it. And then when she or he needs your opinion or your help to add, you two work that out. It's all respect. But I'm not going to be if the principal is speaking to the superintendent and they don't really got much to do with me, like I played my little role, I'm just sitting there listening until it's my turn or one of them has a thought or a question for me. These secretaries stay, these type of, yeah, maybe I'm giving you personal, like, my personal life and the things that annoy me. But it's not really just my personal life. These are just reflections of pretty much all of society. We're in a time where we got, I don't even know how many different ways I can say, like degenerate culture, low IQ leadership, and low expectations seem to reign supreme in the black community, and it's not something that's going to be good for anyone in the future, man. Hey, thanks for staying with us, looking at America's worst principles, some of America's worst principles, and you guys, man, enjoy your day, man. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.